Military push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body, primarily the chest, shoulders, and triceps, as well as the core and back muscles. How to do it: start in a standard push-up position, as described above, with your feet together or no more than 12 inches apart, hands flat on the ground below your shoulders, and arms straight. Breathe in as you bend your elbows, keep them tracking back alongside your body, to lower your chest to slightly below the level of your bent elbow, and then breathe out as you push back up to the starting position for 1 repetition. Wide hands push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body and core, with more focus on the pectoral muscles. How to do it: do a strict push-up, as described above, but with your hands farther out to each side, roughly 2.5 to 3 feet apart. The farther apart, the more difficult. Keep your elbows tracking back throughout the movement. Triangle, diamond, push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body and core, with more focus on the triceps. How to do it: begin in a plank position, with your hands together and angled inward at 45 degrees so that your index fingers and thumbs touch to form a triangle, or diamond. Keep your elbows tight to your body and bend them to lower your chest toward the triangle. Reverse the movement to the starting position for 1 repetition. Keep the triangle directly below your chest throughout the movement. Pike push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body and core, with more focus on the shoulders. How to do it: begin in a downward dog yoga position, with your feet and hands just wider than shoulder width. Keep your hips high, heels low, and maintain the inverted V position as you bend your elbows and lower your head toward the floor between your hands. Reverse the movement to the starting position for 1 repetition. Super Hindu push-up. What it does: works the shoulders, triceps, and core and improves flexibility. How to do it: slowly swoop from downward dog to cobra pose. From the downward dog position, bend your elbows and lower your nose to the floor between your hands, like a pike push-up, but then, without rising, continue moving your torso forward to slide your chin, chest, and then rib cage between your hands. As your ribs meet your hands, begin to arc your head and torso upward. Continue this upward arc until your arms are straight, hips are pressed toward the ground, and your back is hyperextended in cobra pose. Reverse the movement exactly until you're back in downward dog. Staggered hands push-up. What it does: trains the push-up muscles asymmetrically across the body and requires more core activation for stability. How to do it: from a standard push-up position, move one hand forward and the other backward so they're offset by about 6 to 12 inches, the farther, the more difficult. Bend your elbows to lower your chest until it is slightly below the level of your bent elbow, and then extend your elbows to push back up to the starting position. Keep your elbows tight to your body throughout the movement. After 1 or more repetitions, switch the fore and aft positions of your hands to work each side evenly. Sphinx push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body and core, with more focus on the triceps. How to do it: start in a plank position, with your forearms flat on the ground, shoulder width apart and parallel. Push up with your triceps to lift your elbows off the ground. Continue until your arms are fully extended, then lower your elbows until just above the ground. Don't weight your forearms again, for 1 repetition. The farther forward you place your arms, the more difficult.
Press into the ground with your hands and extend the elbows to raise to the top position. Extend until the forearms are back on the floor. Repeat for the desired number of repetitions.
Spider-Man push-up. What it does: strengthens the core in addition to the typical push-up muscles. How to do it: Assume a standard push-up position. As you lower yourself toward the ground, simultaneously bring one knee out to the side and up to touch your elbow, with your leg parallel to the ground. Your knee should touch your elbow at the lowest point of the push-up. Reverse the movement to the starting position and repeat on the other side. Cross-body push-up. What it does: strengthens the upper body, with more focus on the core, hip flexors, and shoulders. How to do it: assume a standard push-up position. As you lower yourself to the ground, simultaneously pick up one leg and cross it beneath your body as you rotate your hip toward the ground. Reverse the movement to the starting position and repeat on the other side. Archer push-up. What it does: applies a higher percentage of body weight to a single arm, while the opposite arm assists, a good way to build up to a one-arm push-up. How to do it: assume a push-up position, with wide hands angled outward at about 45 degrees. Lower yourself at an angle to one side so that you bring your shoulder down to your hand of the same side, while the other arm stretches to become fully extended. It's okay if your hands pivot during the movement. Push back up to reverse the movement and return to the starting position. Repeat to the other side. It might help to keep your feet wider. Typewriter push-up. This variation is similar to the archer, but instead of returning to the starting position between every push-up, move your chest from side to side horizontally along and just above the ground, while fully extending the opposite arm each time. Clap push UPS. What it does: develops power in the chest, triceps, and shoulders. How to do it: from a standard push-up position, lower your chest until it's slightly below the level of your bent elbow, and then push upward with enough force so that your hands leave the ground by a few inches. Land with soft elbows in push-up form and continue the lowering motion toward the ground. Repeat. Make sure to keep your back flat and hips level throughout the movement. Flying push UPS. What it does: develops even more dynamic power. How to do it: like with claps, start in a standard push-up position and lower your chest until it's slightly below the level of your bent elbow. Then explode upwards and lift both your hands and feet off the ground. Try to keep your back as flat as possible, but you may need to lift your hips slightly to generate momentum. It also helps to keep your feet wider. Land with soft elbows in push-up form and continue lowering toward the ground. Repeat. One-arm push-up. What it does: doubles the weight on a single arm and further activates the core for stability. How to do it: just like it sounds, perform a push-up with one arm centered below your chest and the unweighted arm behind your pack. This one takes a bit more balance. It helps to keep your feet wider. Maintain a flat back and level hips, don't let them twist one way or the other, throughout the movement. If you want an added challenge, opt for a 2-point push-up, assume a standard push-up position with wide feet, then raise the opposite hand and leg to form a 2-point plank. While maintaining a rigid plank, perform a push-up. Keep your back flat and hips level throughout the movement.